Hello, Commanders, and welcome to the WC Sideshow 28. We're going to talk about the event and some updates that have occurred during this time we've been away. So I hope you all are ready. With us today is Data. We also have Soviet Union, Jano, and myself, Midnight Command. We're going to start off with the most recent update, and that has to do with there's been some units that have actually been giving more updates to their components, and that would be the Rhino and the Suicide Bomber. Now let's go on to the more lengthy thing that's going on, and that has to do with the event, or the upcoming event. There's recently been some, or a preview out, and let's go ahead and start talking about the actual waves themselves, since that'll be the briefest part of it. We have a new wave, and that's now called the Rush Wave. Would you guys like to start talking about that? I don't know who else can preview. I know Jano and Data have been. Soviet, have you been in preview?
Yes, I went in a preview for a couple of days when it first was, so I was able to check some of the waves. It's fun.
All right, Data, you want to talk about the Rush Waves? What did you think of them?
Rush waves, I thought that was a pretty good idea. I thought the time limit was a little low. One attack, 7 minutes, especially when you get into some of the mid to higher ones. They were a little difficult. They had some certain things in there. You know, there was the radar tower, which was a range reducing building. We'll get into that probably a little bit more, but I just wanted to. I mean, that just made them that much more difficult. The other thing was the fact that they didn't have walls or anything that was targetable other than the actual units and maybe a couple watchtowers, a couple power plants. It has basic things to run a few defenses, like what you would see in a depot plus a couple buildings, you know. And they were kind of spread out. So I don't know. I just would like to see maybe a little bit more time on them. I thought 7 minutes at some of the higher ones was a little short. Maybe 10 minutes. Add an extra 3 in there.
So that was like one attack, and that was it. Basically.
That was pretty much it. They reset after the one attack, and that can be a little tough. And because of the range reducing building, units are going to take fire unless you can take that building out. So if you don't have the units to take that building out right away, you're going to take damage. So if you don't get it done in the 7 minutes, that damage is for naught. So it can be tough. I can see a lot of people being, upset about it if they are.
Makes sense. What'd you think of it, Soviet?
Well, I think 7 minutes was probably enough for the first few waves, and like Data saying, probably for the higher levels it would be too short. Yes, it's supposed to be a simple base that you're supposed to just get through in that amount of time, but depending on the difficulty, as you get higher between the 40s and the 50s, 10 minutes or maybe 9 would be good enough. That would give you probably a good chance to strategize between 2 attacks. Whether you want to start with air and finish with ground or vice versa, that would probably be your choice, but at least you would have that time enough to get through them. It's a great idea. It's kind of like I guess maybe they thought about it like a break wave, where you just go and do that and still have fun in the event. It's supposed to be super fun, quoting. So I guess we'll see when it actually goes live if it actually is super fun or if it becomes super stressful. But we'll see.
What do you think there, Jano?
The 7 minute rush waves, on the higher waves, they're going to be reasonably hard to achieve for a lot of higher level players that don't have the right equipment. Obviously, for the players that's more experienced and know the ins and outs of the game, there's a very, very easy tactic, which I actually showed during one of the what was it again? It was one of the weekend shows of Battle Vortex. I actually performed one live. So if anyone was watching that, what show was that again? What's the name of your show?
That was last week's round table from what was the exact date?
On last week's
you did a live one, yeah.
I did a live one on how to take out an extremely high level rush wave, and I did it in less than the required time. Very, very simple. I also did it with extreme efficiency of not losing platoons after platoons of platoons. I only lost multiple units from a platoon. I'm not saying what unit they were, because if you really want to learn more and understand how I did it, go to the round table, guys and girls.
It's from the 16th. From the 16th, yeah. And I think you lost one platoon of vanquishers, but you.
Don't tell them what I used.
But they don't even know what wave it was.
I want them to go and watch your show, man.
They're gonna have to watch it anyway.
I'm trying to get you people over there. So
round table. But anyway,
there you go.
These can be very difficult, is what I gather, at the higher waves because of the time that you're allowed. And honestly, that makes sense to me. I mean, I would say it would probably make more sense if Pixie would think a little more about this, starting at maybe wave 50 and up. I'm not going to lie, I didn't participate a whole lot in the preview.
At all.
But, but anyway, I would say it would make sense, give 10 minutes, maybe 14, just for 10 and above, just because those are higher level waves, and therefore they are definitely more difficult. And then you add the additional new stuff to it, and that just makes it harder. But anyway, let's continue on. They also have the old stuff, which has to do with the island waves and the fortress waves, which we've all experienced. Do you guys feel any need to talk about this?
Yes, there is.
There was some restructuring and redoing of some of those designs and stuff. Some of them are a little different. There's some new graphics that they also put on them too. It was pretty cool.
Around that, that was something that was going to be done. We were going to have new bases. We have a new opponent.
The key to that though was some of those other bases where they made the changes, which they announced they were going to do weeks prior, is they were going to introduce some new terrain. And we did get new terrain. Just like before, how we had the little bridge we had to cross over, the small body of water, that was considered a new terrain. Something similar to that was introduced into it. And if you do go to that video from last week's roundtable to see Jano's demonstration, the terrain was in that base, and you'll see how he handled it also. The terrain was it looked like an elevated piece of land, and it literally gave you, or not gave you, it forced you to 2 funnel points in which you were to take damage. So you had to attack these bases from those funnel points, and you were limited to only go in from there. So it kind of restricted some strategic use of some of the units too, because you're only limited to go in from that one particular spot.
That's similar to when we had the compound bases, where we had 3 bases, the 2 little small ones and then the bigger one, where we had to go across the bridges type setup.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you from going above and beyond the boundaries of the actual map. You can get to every single one of them with air or ground. So it makes a difference. But on this one, it just gave you two angles to go in from and attack from, and both angles are evenly protected or defended.
Yes.
Both angles evenly defended at the higher levels. Oh my gosh! You're going up against a cannon, iron cannon, times 3 or 4. You're going up against a radar jammer times 3 or 4. I don't understand the theory behind having multiple radar jammers. One radar jammer is enough for the whole entire base because it's unlimited range. Why add 3 or 4 just for us to struggle to take down 3 or 4 of them? It just doesn't make sense to me, I don't know what Kixo was thinking about these radar jammers. Not only did they give each one of them an unlimited range, but they added 4, so that we have to take out 4 of these units that's well defended from every single angle that you would go into to take them out, and they all have unlimited range. I'd understand if they had limited range, and then they'd added 4 of them, so that in stages you'd have to take out one of them at a time, because you're getting debuff range for that one.
One possibly 2.
Yeah.
But if you have 4, that's a little.
4 of unlimited range, which means that you have to take out all 4 of them, no matter how you're going to do it. You're taking losses.
And it's not like they're hitting one unit. They have a fairly large radius of where they actually.
Well, let's put it this way: anything you drop in there, ground air units on both waves, you are losing range, and a hell of a lot of range. I'm not sure if they actually stack up, as in like, because they put 4 of them in there. I'm not sure if it stacks all 4 of the debuff on your unit, which means that instead of reducing it, let's say by 5%, you've got 4 of them. So you've just lost 20% of your range. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. You know, that's 20% range of your units because there's 4. If it does stack up, it's damn ridiculous because it's an unlimited range, and then you get a quadruple stack up on your debuff range of the radars. You know, like I said, I don't know what Kickstarter were thinking here, but they were like, you know what, these guys, they don't care. They're gonna coin their way all the way up there, and yay, we can make money from them. Ka-ching.
I personally will not coin on this event at all. Just saying, it's not worth it to me. But anyway, let's go. Anyway.
Franco, side chat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. We have the island waves, which you've all experienced, blah, blah, blah. Let's move on. We have the orbital laser building, again, which we all experienced, I'm sure. Just a quick rebuff on it. It has unlimited range.
Not the,
it has ground units.
No, the orbital laser doesn't have unlimited range. It's limited range. But it's a very, very big limited range.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, the orbital was changed. Yeah, the orbital was changed. There was some edits made to the range. It's now limited. It's still very big, and you get hit before you get in range. But
you have enough space where you can move around basically a little bit.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
And yes, it does take time. You have to see where it's going to hit and like how long the countdown is, that kind of thing. But anyway, the radar jamming building, which is what you guys were just talking about, and that has to do with your range on your units. Is there anything in addition to what you guys have already said? I know you guys pretty much went over it.
Well, yeah, well, you know, we probably should touch on the range thing a little bit more. It does both affect air and ground.
If the air is above it or above the units it's hitting. Is that correct?
If it's above the target location, because it targets the unit, but what it does is it only
it's like the AI.
It only launches at that specific area. Once the orbital laser has been triggered and you see that countdown on that area, that's where the orbital laser is going to be launching its attack. So you can actually move away from that with your ground units, and you can actually push your air units away from it at the same time, if you're fast enough, of course. Mm-hmm. So you know, it will affect both ground and air, but only on that specific area of the target.
Are we talking about the orbital, or are we talking about the the radar jammer?
Well, we were talking about the orbital laser.
Oh,
no, the radar.
No, we moved on to the radar jammer. You're fired.
God damn you. Okay.
But yeah, the radar jammer is unlimited, and it does affect both your air and your ground. We don't have any specific numbers on the radar jammer yet, but it's like Jano and we've all talked about it already. It's going to be a mofo. It's like, you know, like you get to the higher ones, multiple ones in each. It's unnecessary because it affects all units on the map. So
honestly, I can see adding one of these things. I mean, there's 3 pretty new, you know, 2 brand new, 1 fairly new thing being added to this event, and all at one time.
And the Fortress and the Iron Strike event bases are also new.
And 2 new units.
And our first experience in an event with the level 10 walls.
And level
16
and we're facing the new unit that's supposed to be a direct counter to our best unit, which is the Vanquisher shields and the Vanquishers themselves. So, you know what I mean? We're gonna be seeing all this stuff, you know.
Before we have them.
I just hope that Kixeye absorbs the feedback that was given, because there was a lot of constructive feedback given on this event because of all that stuff, and they make the adjustments necessary. I just hope, and I always hold that hope because they've had time. The preview server just went down. It's the 19th. I think that, if they've made adjustments the last few days, they can pull it out, and this event can actually be pretty damn good.
I'm just going to cut everyone up here. Let me just talk for 5 minutes, right?
Go for it.
The past events, I'm talking about very past events here, we'd be able to unlock the units, and we wouldn't see them till the following event. We wouldn't see when we get the new upgrades, the upgrade for the units. We wouldn't see that till the next coming event. Not like directly after.
Immediately.
It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I understand they're showing us the counter for the Wraith and the Vanquish commanders. The event, the actual event that they're giving the prize out to, is a good showcase place to show them off. But making us go against it at level 16, and making us go against the iron cannon, and making us go against the radar jammer, plus the orbital laser, plus the mass units that's already in these event bases, just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I mean, why has Kixeye all of a sudden changed the way they've done the events? Oh, because things do change. Yeah, I understand things change, but not so quickly, where players don't even have V16 units. Players don't even have the iron cannon, the range reducers, and the orbital lasers. Players don't have all these stuff, But once again, the players have to go up against it purely because Kixeye wants a couple of bucks out of us.
Well, you guys have already kind of touched on the ion damage turret. Now that has to do with it breaks the Vanquisher shields, and this is the part that kind of confuses me. It says it does not cause AoE damage, but it does affect, it does say that it blasts hits a shield. So I guess that has to do with the actual Vanquishers. But I've seen in other places where it says that it penetrates the armor. Does anybody know what that is supposed to mean?
Oh, it penetrates the armor as in...
You're muted.
I'm not muted.
No, hold on.
Oh, crap. Oh.
You're fine. Tell us about it. What's it penetrate the shield or the armor?
I don't know. Get someone else to talk about it. You just totally put me off my chain of thought.
Dada, do you have any idea about this? Because honestly, I don't understand it. It penetrates the armor, but what does that mean? No one knows? Because I don't know. I don't understand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. Are you talking about the Wraith, or are you talking about the Vanquisher Commander?
The ion cannon.
The ion. Yeah. I'm sorry. Say what you said again, and then I'll give you what it is, so I get on my train of thought.
It's okay. I screwed up. But anyway,
okay.
It says that the ion damage turret, it does not cause AoE damage, but some places I've seen it says that it penetrates the armor.
Yes.
That just make the unit weaker so it can take more damage when something else hits it? Or
what was said are two different things. It penetrates the shield, and it penetrates the armor. We all know it's got the secondary armor, which gives it the extra time. That's an added bonus that you get via the schematic. So it penetrates that armor. Not only that, but it penetrates the shield itself in the original Vanquisher itself. So it is a Vanquisher killer, but it does one unit at a time. It does not cause an area of effect. It focuses on one unit, but it is a high rate of fire, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Jano? I think the rate of fire on that turret is extremely high.
So you've just given us a brief description of what you think of the iron cannon. Personally, I believe the iron cannon does not penetrate the shield, but once the shield is down, it reduces the armor of the Vanquisher. And when the shield is up, it reduces the time of the shield being up, which means that the unit of the Vanquisher, from what you've seen on the actual event price video, you'll see a normal Vanquisher get dropped quicker than as if it was a Rhino. It just gets dropped instantly by 10 Wraiths. So on basing that on the picture, on the video to what I can think about the iron cannon. The iron cannon will reduce the shield of the Vanquisher. Once the Vanquisher's shield is reduced, it will like drop the health of the Vanquisher really quickly, because from my understanding, it has an extremely high DPS, as well as it can drop the Vanquisher's shield.
Now, if I'm mistaken, isn't the Wraith and the turret different?
It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell because they weren't working properly. So
it wasn't working properly in the preview, so it's really hard to tell whether it was different or not. Like you've seen on one of my videos that I created, the Wraith that I was using against a normal Vanquisher that wasn't customized. The Vanquisher that I was attacking, the shield didn't even drop at all. It basically stayed as long as it would have done without the Wraith attacking it. But on the actual prized video on the event, when you bring up the prizes, you click on the Wraith unit, it shows you a mini clip of the Wraiths. You'll see 10 Wraiths attacking 2 normal Vanquishers. The 2 normal Vanquishers' shield pop up like literally a second, and then all of a sudden the normal Vanquishers instantly die. So from seeing that and understanding what the Iron Cannon is, the Iron Cannon will basically do the same thing, but it will do it probably times 5 the speed. Yeah. So one shot will instantly drop a Vanquisher, an elite Vanquisher shield, probably in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah. Very limited shield time is probably the way it's going to be.
It doesn't matter about your 12-second shield. That 12-second shield won't last 2 seconds. And then your secondary shield won't last another second, if a millisecond, because.
So if I'm hearing you right, though, Jano, it's pretty much it's not working correctly, but we highly recommend that you get it based on what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
If this is if this is your plateau and as high as you get, it's a good plateau, because if you're facing Vanquishers, this is going to come in really handy.
Yeah.
I used it in the preview, and mine worked and didn't work and worked and didn't work. It was sporadic. But what I saw of how it worked, I used it in conjunction with the Elite Vanquishers, or the Elite Valkyries, because the Elite Valkyrie has a schematic and it has its advantages. Midnight Commands got up the graphic for it, which is, or is it Midnight Command, or is that Jano? It's hard to tell. Yeah, well, the graphics up for it, and they're virtually the same. I mean, the Wraith is 0.4 faster. I believe the health is the same. It has 40 more range, which is nice, and it gets roughly 80 more health. So, I mean, but yeah, you have to remember, other thing too is the Wraith takes up 100 space, and the Valkyrie takes up 50. So by the numbers and with the text, the Valkyries are faster and better and still just as good as the Wraiths until the shields come up. That's why I was using the two together. I'd bring the Valks in with the speed and all the extra DPS, get the shield up quick. By the time the shields got up, the Wraiths rolled in right behind the Valks, and they took that shield right down. And then it was a cycle, Valks and Wraiths, Valks and Wraiths. And in combo, the two were phenomenal to take out tunes. I tune sniped. We did a little test. We didn't get it on video, but we wanted to check for ourselves. And literally, Valks and Wraiths wiped out a tune of schematic Vanquishers really quick. So highly recommend people get this based on what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it seems pretty good, but honestly, I know I'm needy, but I would much rather see, I mean, if you look at the other prize that has to do with the Vanquisher, that also gets the Vanquisher customs, I don't know why the Wraith can't have the Valkyrie customs. I mean, they're basically the same unit, except for the Wraith takes up a little more space, well, twice the space, but it does basically the same thing, and it has the ion cannon on it. Honestly, it would just make more sense if it had the custom just like the Valkyrie.
Well, then, can I just rebut real quick? But you have to remember too, they've been giving the Valk away, and the schematic went on sale not too long ago. It had a price reduction. It wasn't much of a sale. It was a price reduction, and they reduced the price for the Elite Valk. So a lot of people have that now, starting to get it. And because the XP has been so prevalent, a lot of those low to mid-tier players have it. So I don't know. I can see it also. I can see your point, but then I can also see maybe bringing a schematic for this in, and maybe making this something that can have a tech possibly to go after your commanders.
I think we've had enough stuff added. I don't think they need to add a lot more, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
they would be actually worth going for if, especially with this difficult event, if they had the custom already there in place.
Let's ask what Franco thinks here, because he seems to be thinking extremely real hard right now. he's doing a lot of thinking with his chin and fingers, like. So. Go on, Franco. Tell us what you've got in mind here, bud.
Well, if they have in mind the commandos, the new leaders, like this Vanquisher commander that is coming out this event, and I'm thinking this is just the beginning of many more commanders in the game. Judging by what Midnight Command was stating in regards to the Wraith and the similarities to the Valkyrie, which are basically none, it's just a tiny, tiny addition. I think it would have been nice if the Wraith just was a Valkyrie commander. Do the same thing as they done with the Vanquisher, but do it like an air commando. Have that air leader that can also support base in defense, in offense, and at the same time implement this ion technology into it like an advantage. Like that specific weapon that it has, but no one else can. If they wanted to make an anti-Vanquisher shield unit in the Wraith, it might be too much at the beginning. If you can build it like any other unit and have 10, 20 in one platoon, in one base, and it's basically going to bring the Vanquisher down to null, to nothing. And of course, players are going to start pissing off because last event they fought as hard as they could to get the Vanquisher and that amount of experience that was requested. So my point is, if they wanted to bring balance to the game, maybe they should have done it like a commander unit instead of making it in such a unit that you can build as many as you want. And this is probably also going to lead to a topic, if you wish, about the commander, about the Vanquisher commander being able to be won more than once. If it's a unique unit, why do we have a chance to have more than one?
Oh, no, I think the exact words were unique like.
Ah.
Yes, unique like were the
So
words.
we have,
I totally agree with you. I thought commander was one. You know what I mean? Like the commander on the battlefield. There's, there can be more than one general, but are you going to stick 3 generals and, commanding the same, I don't know what the hell, what do they call it, a tank battalion? A battalion of tanks? You know what I mean?
I thought like they were just going to be 1 per platoon, but I guess it lets you have multiple, but only one of them actually have the effect. Is that correct?
I don't know. It's like putting Rommel, Patton, and Norman Schwarzkopf commanding the same troops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still, it's like I just said. Only one of them has the effect, so the rest have to stand by in a way. Like those are maybe the generals. They stand under the commander. But anyway, have you guys seen the actual effect area that this thing has? The Vanquisher commander. Honestly, I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, they don't stack. It's just 1. So you can put 3 in a platoon, but they don't do more buffs than the 1 does. 1 gets the buff. They don't stack. They don't do any of that stuff. They have more stats. They're stronger. You know what I mean? But they cost more. So why are you using expensive stuff? It brings us back to the whole point of having 1. Have it, make it one.
Yeah. When it comes to live, there's a good chance that they'll probably end up stacking because, like we all So there's some type of bug or glitch that kicks in, and yeah. So
Yeah, but the commanders, the commanders, I don't know. I'm not big on the commanders. I don't like them. I don't like the fact that you can get multiple ones. You know what I mean? That totally cuts off that particular type of unit and the hopes of getting more to a large portion of the community. It totally segregates them totally away. It totally just cuts them out altogether. Okay, you can't do 91, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, and unlock 6, and be able to put 6, build 6. Well, because you didn't have the ability to spend, the money to coin or had the time to devote the whole event, which is going to take you with everything in it. It's just, I don't know. It's just the whole, like Ashley, Midnight, you said it long before. Too much stuff at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now I'm starting to get the rant ready. I gotta chill out.
Jenna, why don't you go over what you found of these new Vanquisher commanders? You made nice little lists on our Freedom Flyer group, which I suggest everybody join if you haven't already. It was a nice little lineup of the benefits versus the negatives of this unit.
There was
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. This is exactly what I posted in Freedom Flyer Facebook group, and I said anyone and everyone that is thinking about getting the Vanquisher Commander will need to really think about it. One, negative again. This is negative. There is positive in there, but it's not a big one. Here we go. So, 1, it's a tech upgrade. 2, it takes thorium to upgrade it. 3, it takes time regardless of the thorium and res that you put in there. So it's timed upgrade as well.
Not to mention our V6 units that are supposed to be being upgraded.
Right. From my understanding and the pictures that's been shown in some posts that I've seen, from level 10 to 16, a couple of them are 15 days, and the rest of them, all the way up to 16, is 16-day upgrade. Wow! And that's level 10 to level 16 only. I'm not including level 1 to level 10 upgrades.
Comes out to be 180 days from what
right,
I figured.
so that's a big upgrade time there.
So you have 180 days just for this Vanquisher comm, not to mention the 200 and some days, almost 300 days, for the V6 units.
So that's
honestly,
yeah.
That's well over a year just for what is it? Not even a month's worth of updates.
So
I just want to be clear. I'm noobish on this. What's the V6?
V6 is a veteran level 16.
What the hell's that?
A veteran level 16 is what?
I'm fucking with you.
All units now level 16.
I haven't even started any of those freaking things. You gotta be shitting me.
Number 4 of my list. This is 1 to 10. Number 4 of my list is the cost of each unit to upgrade, which is 50 mil on metal and just under 50 mil of oil. That's just one, right?
Per level.
That's just one Vanquisher Commander. The cost of repair time for one Vanquisher Commander is 10 mil of each. In fact, I've over-exaggerated on that, sorry. It's 10 mil of metal and just under 10 mil of oil. That's where I over-exaggerated. It's about 9-point-something mil of oil. Christ. Sorry.
I'm sure y'all can see the disgust in my face and probably Janice as well.
The cost of the time to repair it, right? I've just told you how much it costs to repair it. For one, the time to repair one Vanquisher Commander is 7 hours each.
Now, here's my question about the Vanquisher Commander. A, do you get the buffs immediately by earning it? Now, meaning, can you build one and upgrade it to level 1 and keep and earn the buffs? If so, can it be deployed on the battlefield within a platoon? And if such platoon dies and the Vanquisher Commander lives and stays on the battlefield, and additional units are added, do they incur the buff as being deployed within the platoon?
Yes.
Or do you, or, okay. Well, you know what I mean? And this is important stuff because then people can use it differently in that case. You know what I mean? If is it meant to be that way? Are we going to know? Is it a staged buff through the upgrade?
It's not meant to be that way, Data.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. This just adds to the insanity. You know what I'm saying?
From what I've seen in preview, right? From what I've seen in preview, you can have one Vanquisher commander, no matter what level it is, the range of the buff or the bonus that it hands out to the other normal elite Vanquishers does not go. It does not extend beyond the range of a level 1. So you don't even have to really upgrade it to V6.
Is it significant? Is the advantages, are the advantages that significant, Jano, that we would have to sit through this time, tie up our tech, require the focus and all the res and everything? Is it worth it?
No.
All right.
You might as well just keep a Vanquisher commander at level 1.
If you get one, it's you know what I mean. If it's kept the way it is,
you get the bonus range, the bonus of fire rate and damage of a level 1.
I personally, my feedback on this particular unit, and this was official in the forum, and it went to multiple sources. Mine was to pull the Vanquisher commander and not release it this event. Stick with the Ion tech. You know what I mean? The launcher and the Wraith. Stick with that. You know, if you have an alternate or something backup, introduce that. If not, introduce old stuff. Throw a whole bunch of stuff on sale. You know, give it to it how it is, and we'll love it and we'll eat it up. It'd still be a good event. Work on this and give it to us some, you know, a different way. Rework it slightly. That was my feedback, and that's what I hope they do. I hope they don't push it out and it's something hyped up and we don't know what it does. It doesn't work. It's not really that great. It's super expensive. It takes forever, and we all make the mistake of getting it and we complain about it. I'd rather see them pull it, make it work, do what it's supposed to do, make it right, make everybody happy, and push it out the right way. That's just me.
I mean, they should pull it, and what they should do in place of it is put the schematic that we have for the evals, instead of making it just the evals, make it the same exact thing, just make it specific for the Wraith, and put it in its place. Is what I personally feel. That would be 1,000 times better. It would be an easy do.
And just like they did the rocket barrage. Or the rocket, or not the rocket barrage, the rocket buggy, not the rocket buggy. Jesus Christ, Razorback, Razorback. Just like you got the elite version of that, it replaces it. Same principle. You get the Wraith, it replaces your Valks.
Well, the brief description of the elite Vanquisher is bigger and stronger than the elite Vanquisher. Buff combat stats of your Vanquisher. Each unlock allows you to build one more. So
which I think is that too.
Stronger. Bigger and stronger, yes. It's stronger purely because it's got better health. Bigger because it costs a hell of a lot to upgrade. It costs a hell of a lot to repair. It costs a hell of a lot to build. It costs a hell of a lot to name it. It's all there. That's the thing about it. 50 mil of each just to build.
Oh, and we didn't even touch on the gold aspect of it either. There, what's that? 95 gold.
Sorry. Okay, here we go. I'll carry on. 7 hour was my number 6. Time repair of 7 hour of each. The next one is number 7. The buff that it gives isn't worth a damn thing, because if you're going up against a Vanquisher commander, it makes no difference because the shields ain't gonna make. It's not gonna take any damage. Number 8 of my list, gold to repair, is 95 gold for a platoon or a 6 team of Vanquishers. So you get 6 Vanquisher commanders fully destroyed. It costs you 95 gold just to repair them 6.
Yep.
To buy that out, that's a little. It's about 16 gold a piece. Of course, it's not going to be exactly that if you do a piece, but
yeah, a tune of six, $9.50 American.
And if you wanted a platoon, if you wanted 6 Vanquisher commanders, you will have to reach 112 wave.
$9. Listen, put it in the real. I'll put it in a real life perspective for you. $9.50 American. That's 3.5 gallons of gas. That's 2 packs of cigarettes. That's 2 gallons of milk. You know what I'm saying? It's for one platoon of a unit, you've got to go far into a hard event to get that you don't think is really worth it because it takes so long. It's just, yeah, I think overall we all double thumbs down.
Its biggest downside is the area it actually affects the units that's around it, because those units have to be within that little circle or bubble space that it has, and it's very small. Honestly, if it was very, very large and would actually cover your entire platoon, maybe then it would be worth having one in each platoon. But no, it's not.
And the Vanquisher commander should be one in that tune, and the whole tune gets the buff. It's in the tune, it gets the buff. No range, unlimited, it's in the tune, it gets the buff. You get one Vanquisher commander. Your whole tune dies, the Vanquisher commander lives, you pull that sucker out, you make a new tune, you put it back in, you got to go back to your base. It prevents spamming. So it's just, I mean, I love Kixeye, but do I have to come up with this shit in my garage?
Well, that's what the garage is.
You know what I mean? It's a commander. It's one unit. Go back to what it is. Rework the drawing board. One commander, the whole tune. Prevents spamming. Prevents all that BS with the cheating and hacking stuff. It's easier to manage. You know, overall, it's just a better move. We want it for what it is. It's the commander. Big ass Vanquisher, looking cool, giving us all the stuff we wanted to. Keep the cost the same. We can build one, and it's freaking awesome. You know what I mean? That makes more sense to me. I would love. I'd be okay with that, with these upgrades and these costs, if we could build one, and it was the tits. Sorry, Midnight. But you know what I mean? If it was that great, and it cost this much, I'd go for it if it was just one. But all this.
Forget it. For a team of 6 Vanquishers fully dead, it's 1 day and 19 hours. Forget it. It's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah, and they take up so much space, though, but then you're walking around with a whole bunch of Vanquisher commanders and you're staring at a dead tune for the rest of your life. Micro healing it and not getting nothing out of it because you got to get it fully healed to get the shields to work. And sometimes that doesn't even work either. I'm going to mute again.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. All the time. But anyway.
I'm going to mute. Ran over.
Yeah, forget it. It's okay. It'll be fine. It's fine.
I hope, man. I really do. I hope they do the smart thing. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
The community loves the game, and if they don't give us too much too fast, they won't chase anybody away, and the people will still continue to play, and the game won't fold. You know what I mean? If they keep giving us too much, people are going to keep leaving, keep getting fed up, and they're going to roll. And they're just going to play other games. There's a lot of them out there.
Well, we all used to really love the events, honestly. The event used to be what everybody came to actually play. I mean, you had the old-timers who had everything was maxed out, and then the event would start, and you would jump on and actually play that week. It's getting to the point where I don't even want to play the event anymore. Because, honestly, it's like we were saying, the prizes aren't worth it, and the difficulty of these waves have significantly increased, especially with all these new things that have been added this event. Where's the fun in that? I mean,
you brought up the old timers, and that was great because I remember they used to come in, and they used to be like, "Data, you need any help?" I used to be like, "Yeah, thanks, bro. What should I do?" And they'd be like, "All right, use wing drones, micro heal your wing drones, and do this, and take out this, and do that, and then use this unit." And I'd be like, "Oh, dude, that's great, thanks, man." But now they don't even bother coming back into the game anymore because there's so much so fast. By the time their main complaint was, by the time they get this new stuff, there's something else new, and then something else new, and then something else new. So it's not even it doesn't allow the person to play at their pace. So they just roll.
Well, and like the events, like I was saying, I mean, you don't even have everything maxed out by the time the event comes. It's like, what's the point? You just keep adding more and more and more, and then what? And the prizes aren't worth it, so why continue in the event? Might as well just go out to Emporium while everybody else is playing the event. Hell.
Yeah, just like I did last couple events. You get a couple prizes and you roll out. I'm cool. I'm done. Thanks for the stuff. I got mine max this month. I don't have to worry about the second prize. You know, I'll get it. I'll get it when it comes. If it comes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. But whatever. Yeah, I'll stop ranting as well. That I think about sums it up, honestly, for the event. Is there anything else you all would like to touch on before we call it a night? Because honestly, I think I'm about done ranting.
No, if it stays how it is, build a whole bunch of suicide evalcs, eliminate your hellfires. You don't need them; they won't be effective. They're too damn slow. No matter how many techs you put on them. Maybe you keep one platoon. Maybe in a niche use, maybe you lose something, and that's all you got left that's got range. So maybe keep one. Low levels, ERMs, hover tanks. You should have them. They should be at a respectable level. Get them built. Save your mines. Bring all your stuff close to your base. Protect your core. Protect your power. Protect your go-go. And good luck.
All right. Anyway, just a quick one here.
Hey, it was just a last-minute event tip. That's all.
This is our last-minute event tip. Good luck to this fortress wave.
Oh jeez.
Yeah,
I mean, Christ, what is that? The red dots indicate the range radar jammers. So there's 4 of them, 3 rocket silos, 4 drone silos, 2, 4, 6, 8 watchtowers. Jesus, 2 orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4 commanders. Max blitz.
3, 4, yeah, 4 commanders. 2 max blitz, 1, 2, 3, 3 iron cannons.
3 ion cannons. Jesus.
Remember, those iron cannons target air and ground.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and not to mention all the max plasma anti-airs too, and the hover tanks.
And the hover
And
tanks.
Hercs.
And Hercules.
And the Wraiths.
Yeah, and the Wraiths.
Yeah.
So basically with this, type of thing, the main things we're going to be doing is what? Suiciding orbital laser buildings, suiciding radar jammer buildings in addition to the orbital, and the ion damage turret.
Yep.
Just the rest of the
Raptor users are going to be able to get on pretty decent.
It's going to be costly for the Raptors.
Look at these others. Got the new AA turrets in there as well, all purple, which means they're maxed out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say SUI evalcs with the max tech if you at least got speed tech on them.
And to be honest, I don't even know if the evalcs will work because of
they
the
might
red
not.
spot.
Yeah.
They might drop on the spot because
they won't get close enough.
No, it's the level 10. That's and you're going to get absorbing splash damage on walls, stuff like that too. So, I foresee my future very short in this event.
I think that's a lot of people's future unless you've got endless gold.
Yeah.
That's just a fortress wave, guys. You haven't even seen the Iron Strike base yet, and the Iron Strike base isn't great at all. I'll just quickly pull out a Iron Strike base here.
Oh, come on, give us a good one. Give us a good one similar to that one.
Oh, that's not a good
one. What wave was that, by the way? Do you recall?
That was wave 90.
90? Okay.
I think this one's a good one here. Sorry.
So 50 would probably half of that, which is still difficult.
No, that's not a good one. I'm sure there's a better one there.
Yeah, because you actually went pretty damn far, didn't you?
I did for the event. Yes, I did.
Well, in the preview, yeah. I mean,
in the preview, I went pretty far.
I can't talk in the preview server because I constantly get attacked.
Well,
and I like to pop my bubble, so it's just...
I tend to stay in the bubble just so that I can actually test out what's going on and basically just generally test out everything.
But I have nice friends that like to surround me and harass me, so it's my time's limit. I gotta sneak in and out.
I don't.
Where's this base? Where's this base?
This is coming now. Here it is. I found it. Here's a full screen view of a Wave 85 base.
Oh jeez. That goes back to what I was talking about, how the new terrain's involved. In the lower left-hand side, you can see that raised elevation, and your deploy spot is behind that at the 2 funnel points. So on the right, where you can't see, and on the left, there's mountains blocking you. You can see it above you where the train tracks cut off, but it's not real high, but it blocks you from going, so you're forced into that spot. Actually, Jano, I think this is the exact base that you attacked during the broadcast for the roundtable from the 16th.
You know what? You're probably right because
I really do.
from 85 all the way up to however far I went in preview, it was a rolling basis. Basically, they were repeating bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the exact one you'll be able to see Jano's attack in the round table from the 16th. It was just went out a couple days ago. So you'll be able to find that on YouTube under Battle Vortex if you guys search for that.
So that's got what? That's got what? An orbital laser defending from each side. It's got a rocket
3 radars
defending from each side. You got 2 towers defending from each side. You've got a ion cannon from each side. You got multiple Wraiths, laser tanks, a Vanquisher commander, Vanquisher, hover tanks, drone silo, rocket.
Yeah, you gotta beat 2 mini bases before you get to the main meat and potatoes, which is the second tier.
Yeah.
You know, because what's killing you is it's the choke point. That's what it is. It's a military tactic. Force the units into a small. You know, so we've all seen the movie 300, the hot gates. You know what I mean? You force the army into a small area, and you target your fire. It's going to take stuff out. And this is where this just reaffirms the whole OP of the whole event with the radar and the orbitals and the rockets we keep seeing rocket silo too, but you forget that thing shoots anti-air and it shoots those earth shatterers or it shoots the Achilles. You know, so we get beat up.
Yes, severely beat up.
Yeah, and what I love is that they do these on all the event bases, but why can't we do it? And we're limited with our number of tunes that we can deploy, yet they're not.
Oh, there's Soviet Union. Franco sharing the actual YouTube right now of the round table from the 16th of Jano attacking this particular base, and it is exactly this base. Yeah, you can see, and you can see right now. But Franco, shut that off. Make him go to YouTube and watch it. Shut it off.
Watch it on YouTube, man.
Shut it off. Shut it off.
It's a much better view if you go watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Only a teaser, my
Actually,
friend.
it was a good strategy though, you know, and I reaffirmed it a long time ago. I won't give it away what it is, but yeah, check it out. It's probably about minute 52, I think it probably starts. So if you want to check it out.
Were you actually like clicked onto my screen as I was beating up that page?
Yeah, I had to. I'm a very conscious broadcaster. I know what's going on. I control the cameraman. I don't let him do that.
Anyone watching that?
Yeah, we were screen sharing it, and I kept it on the whole time. Yeah.
Ah, you cheeky bugger, you good job.
Sly dog, man. Hey.
I didn't even record any of my attackings because I didn't want no one to see how I was doing it. I surely didn't want you guys to see.
You were on the round table, man. You can't help it. I'm sorry.
Hey, if they
you agreed.
if they buff up these event bases, don't blame me.
Hey, listen. No, this is a freebie from Jano. This is a freebie. This is a freebie from him. So yeah, check it out. You don't get these often from the main man.
Video of my attacking because I make the attacking look dead easy.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing, and I'm not bigging myself up here, guys, but I actually really do.
No, when I said it, this is you don't get freebies from Jano. This is a freebie from Jano. This is like one of the very few that you see from him when it comes to attacking like high level tough targets and things like that. You might see him do like low level ones and stuff, but he never does the high level stuff.
No,
you don't see it. It's a freebie. It's a freebie.
I don't want people to see how I do them because if they see how I do them, Kickstarter's gonna go. Oh,
well, listen, I've seen it, and actually, honestly, I do it the same way. I use exactly what you used, but not quite maybe the exact same tech and everything. But I used what you used the exact same way.
Oh, good. I'm glad there's other people out there the same way because
I
wouldn't want it to be just a one-off thing that I do only. You know?
But hey, it's only one. It's only one, and every base is different, and you have to approach it differently. So it doesn't matter.
Well, that's the toughest base because that from that base onwards, it just does over and over again. It just repeats the same base. So once the next one, it does exactly the same. No, it really doesn't harden up beyond 85. We've seen it in the past.
That's pretty typical, honestly, because it seems like that's how it is in all around 80.
Pretty much, yeah. With the recycles, probably like 10 bases.
Well, it'll recycle.
A series of the attack and defense.
All the defense, all the attacks from 85 upwards, it's all identical from each other. There's nothing changing.
Oh, speaking of that, we never touched on any defense. On any defense waves. When encountering the Wraiths and the Vanquisher commanders, along with other uniques that we already have. So, missiles and, you know, we never talked about any of that stuff.
No, we never.
Well,
They're all the same.
yeah.
I mean, you've seen one defense, you've seen them all. If
Yeah.
you've got to the higher stages, the only difference is on this one, you'll come up in the first wave. You'll come up against the Vanquisher commander with elite Vanquishers and with Wraiths. You know, that's the only difference in this event, which is level 1, and that's like cheese easy because it's free. Free repair for your units, free repair for your base. It's free XP gain for nothing, basically.
Yup, good opportunity to test a full-out assault on your base and how you could defend it. Focus on the area where you're defending. You know what I mean? So this way you can, you know what I'm saying? Get her done. This way, you know, it gives you a good chance because it's a freebie, like Jano said. So it's a freebie. It's a good way to test something out. So you can throw some things at it, see how it does, maybe check a combination of a couple things.
All right. That about sums it up. Is there anything you would like to talk about, Soviet, since you've been so quiet over there, that we have missed, possibly?
No, I was appreciating the show. I actually enjoyed it. No, but you covered pretty much everything. You covered the details for people to get ready. This is definitely going to be a tough event, so it's good luck to everyone.
Guys, good luck. If you decide to quit, just make sure you quit after wave 41. Don't quit. Oh, sorry, wave 42. Don't quit anything before that. Obviously, if you're mid-low level and you can't reach up to that wave, then that's just the way. That's just the way life is.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Vanquisher schematic was 50k XP in the preview server. If you've been doing the Shadow Ops and you've got unlocked those techs and you have the Vanquisher already, it might actually help you go a little further in the event too. So if you have them and go into the event prepared, stock up on some Thor. You know, get a couple things unlocked on those techs that are very useful, and you know, get them equipped, and might help you go a little further. So be prepared.
Well, really, in the end, the choice is yours, coin or not. But good luck, commanders, and happy hunting.